is Mental Health Awareness Month, and this morning we want to help you cut stress, anxiety, and negative thinking out of your life. A neuroscientist and mental health expert saying she's created a system that helps us get to the root of tough emotions. So joining us live is Dr. Caroline Leaf. Dr. Leaf, great to have you. Good morning.
Good morning. Great to be with you both. Thank you.
Absolutely. So start out by telling us some of the common habits that can really wreak havoc, especially on our mental health.
I think one of the main things is that we are very, very hard on ourselves. I think the key is that we need to tell ourselves it's okay to be a mess. We're all a mess. We're all a little crazy. We're having very normal responses to adverse experiences. We don't have brain diseases. We are just humans responding to life. And that's really important. Validate your experience, be kind. That's kind of a huge, big first step in this process.
I love
and then
that.
After,
And
yes.
and talk more about this 5-step process to reduce some of those tough emotions.
Well, working in this field for 38 years, and I've done a lot of clinical and scientific research, so I found that I needed to be able to give my patients and myself and whoever needs help is a very simple empowerment focused way of managing the challenges of life, whether it's the day-to-day struggles or the major traumas. So that's kind of the background. It's what I found was that in my work in psychoneurobiology, which is looking at how the mind drives the brain and the body and then how we show up in life, what we need to do is bring order out of chaos in a very sequential way. Your brain's very organized. It responds very well to being sort of organized and processed in an organized way. So if we collapsed all this heavy science into 5 simple steps that even a 2-year-old can learn to use seriously. And the first step is to specifically focus on gathering awareness of how you're feeling in a very it's okay to be a mess way. No judgment. Stand back, observe yourself, and look at things like there are 4 categories. Gather awareness of your behaviors, your emotions, how your body feels in response to your behaviors and emotions, and then your perspectives. Now, 4 little sentences that you can say. Then you move into the reflect step, which is basically seeing how do those emotions play out and what I'm saying about myself, the thoughts that I'm having, the intrusive thoughts, the self-talk, the behavior. What does this look like day to day? Then you just grab all of that and you dump it down on a piece of paper. And I literally mean just write all over the piece of paper or the big journal, whatever. No neat sentences. Just pour out whatever is happening and whatever comes up that pulls the 2 sides of the brain to work together, to dives deep into the unconscious. It pulls up associated memories and starts showing you the root, takes you towards the root. Then you get this wow moment, which is step 4, which is called the recheck step, where you see, okay, this is what's going on. Here are some patterns, some triggers. This is what's happened. Now, what can I do about that? And you start shifting over to a very simple kind of action of, okay, this has happened. How can I see this differently? And that translates into step 5, which is an action that I can do now in this moment, knowing that we cannot solve things all in one moment or one neurocycle. This is what these 5 steps are called, but it's going to take time. And each little step each day is going to take you in that direction. So an active reach could be something as simple as, it's okay to be a mess. I'm working on this, and imagine the beautiful mountains in Seattle or sunset in Seattle or whatever. And that process, when you use it sequentially, is driving energy through the brain and rewiring the networks and changing the neurochemistry and bringing all your neurophysiology into order, drawing on your wisdom and helping you to cope. So instead of seeing anxiety and depression as an illness, you're seeing them as one of those 4 signals that you're gathering at step 1 and working through in that way.
I mean, these are really great steps, doctor. And I do have to admit, I love the idea, especially I feel like we're very hard on ourselves. I would not say the things that I say to myself that I would probably say to a friend. I would never do that. So I like hearing words like, it's okay to be a mess. Like, I'm just gonna live in that energy today. I'm a mess. It's fine.
I agree. I love it. I agree. It's the most important thing to say that and to validate that it's okay to, even if you're feeling frustration, anger, jealousy, irritation, the minute that you actually tell yourself it's okay to be a mess and then you start working through these steps sequentially, you are empowered. And we see that foundational to dealing with trauma, to dealing with day-to-day struggles, whatever extreme that you're in, or if it's just the minor stuff. Empowerment is absolutely key. If we feel hopeless and helpless, then the depression and anxiety gets worse.
I love that. Dr. Caroline Leaf, thank you for being with us this morning. And I hope everyone watching right now, I hope we're all collectively like, I'm a mess and it's okay. And that's where we're going to start.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was great.